Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Well, I know we had a lot of people subscribe to the original one, so I'm trying to share and post and share and post.
Okay, I'll do the same. I'll make sure to do the same.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I know we only have 20 minutes to chat because I know you are a busy woman, and I am mindful of your time. But I just want to personally say thank you so much for just being our hero. I have been a part of your challenge, the I Will Earn More challenge. Girl, you worked the sister. You hear me? You worked me, honey. Oh my Lord. I said, Lord, it's like we in school again. Jesus. But
you know what? But I always tell people, like, that is my sincere heart. Like, I give all that I can. And people are like, you're giving too much. You give it too, I really want to see people have breakthroughs,
Yes.
So as you guys continue to experience breakthroughs, next time I do the Earn More Money Challenge, then I'll base it on the principles that meant the most to you guys. But I always want to start by really, truly sharing the things that have helped me. And so far, they've been good breakthroughs. Like there are people who are like getting it in, and I love it. So
yes, absolutely. Well, me being a busy bee, like I've got to catch up on, I think 4 lessons in the Earn Money. So don't fuss at me. But I have. We actually have, it's 4 of us in the group. We call ourselves the Fab Four, and we keep ourselves accountable of each lesson that you send with us. It's myself, Ronique. Let's see, Juanita and Lorna. Yeah, we're all a part of the Winner Circle group. So we all came together, and between Ronique and myself, we keep each other going. So Ronique is the mom of the group. Make sure we do right.
Okay, that's awesome. That's so good to hear. I love hearing that.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
And hi, I am Miss Money One. I just want to say hi because I saw her post in the chat. What's going on?
Yes, that's my assistant.
Oh, well, hey, girl.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Patrice, I just want to say thank you so much for being on Blabbing It Up with K Joy. Divas and Gents, let me tell y'all something. Get ready for the ride. This chick right here is no ordinary diva. I'm telling you, I have been riding with her since she appeared on the Steve Harvey Morning Show 2 years ago. And just to watch her grow from where she was then up until now, she is blazing every media outlet there is with her testimony. Her being unselfish with what she has learned throughout the years, her entrepreneur knowledge and financial knowledge, and being unselfish. Patrice, you are being a blessing to others. So divas and gents, if you are not familiar with this beautiful money maven, as she calls herself, I'm going to give you some information about her right now. Patrice Cunningham Washington has been making money education yet fun since 2003. So she's no newbie now, okay, at all, and is also nationally recognized as a best-selling author of the Real Money Answers financial series, okay? Now, not only that, she is a licensed real estate professional by her sophomore year in college and a real estate and mortgage broker at the age of 21, okay? That's groundbreaking, y'all. I'm telling you, all right? So, now today, Patrice's wisdom on money matters has been featured on several national brands such as NBC, Black Enterprise, the Huffington Post, Upscale Magazine, and also the Steve Harvey Morning Show, where she shares her wealth of knowledge there from millions of listeners all across the country and the world. So I have the privilege and honor to being a part of Patrice Washington's book launching team. I feel like she's my sister. She's my friend. So you guys, please give props to Miss Patrice Cunningham Washington. Thank you so much for coming.
For having me. Thank you. You're so sweet. I appreciate you being a part of the book launch team, and I appreciate just all the support in general. It's a blessing. So thank you.
Well, we appreciate you. So let's get down to the beauty biz, shall we? Can we do some real girl talk, please?
Yes, let's go. I'm ready.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about real money answers for every woman. All right. Now, Divas and Gents, if you do not have this book, you need to go and get it now. It is going to change your life. Okay. And I'm not talking because I've seen it. I'm a part of it right now. Okay. It opens your eyes, not just from a financial standpoint, but what I love about the book, Patrice, and that's what you're doing, is you're starting from within. You're having us check ourselves because we messy and we need some help. We need some help, girl. So, you have us actually looking deep inside of us with our, with what we've been doing, wrong in the past, and flipping that into a positive so we can grow. So let's talk about section 1 in the book, create wealthy habits. And the first one that stuck in mind was money, mindsets, attitudes, and myths. So let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah. So you're right. My whole story is, and I love that you shared my bio, and it's really cool that I get to do all this media and stuff. And even getting into real estate really early was a blessing. However, one of the things that I learned when the real estate market crashed, and I crashed along with it, and I went from a 7-figure business to scraping up change, was that you can make all the money in the world, but if you didn't have the mindset to maintain it, you will end up in the very same place, right? In my case, I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, and I spent my whole life trying to run up out of that neighborhood and get away, from that environment. And then when I lost everything, I found myself in Metairie, Louisiana, in a neighborhood that was worse than the one I grew up in, especially because I didn't know anything about it. In your hood, you can navigate, but when you're in a whole new hood, that's a bit much.
Right.
So I said that to say you can find yourself in the exact same place if you don't exercise wisdom, and if you don't have the mindset to really receive what it is money can create for you. And so I start my books, Real Money Answers for Every Woman and Real Money Answers for Men, for the gents, as you say. I start my books creating wealthy habits and the whole mindset, the attitudes and the myths and the beliefs and all that, because a lot of us create financial goals, Krista, year after year after year, and we don't understand why we don't make progress. We don't understand why every year on January 1st, we're like gung-ho about it. And then on December 31st, we don't know what happened. We're like, well, what the heck? This was supposed to be the year that I started the business, or that I bought the house, or that I got out of debt, and I'm in the worse place than I was before. How did that happen? What we have to realize is that it's not enough to do the busy work. It's not enough to just look at a budget and print down a credit report. And it's not enough to do the busy work. We have to do some internal work first, because a lot of the things that we're telling ourselves, the lies, how we rationalize the spending, the giving, the whatever we're doing, is what's really holding us back. So I can print a budget all day. I can print budgets. I can make the numbers fly in. I can make it colorful. I can make it pretty. I can hang it on the wall. I can put it in my journal. I could do that all day. But if I don't have the mindset to follow through, and I don't have the bigger understanding of what that all means, it's all for nothing. It's just business. Right. And that's so right. I love that. I'm getting so much feedback from doing all the interviews and from talking to people who've been reading the book. They're like, you had me when you said, because we talk about the lies, right?
I'm serious. Look here, I'm gonna tell you how serious it was, Patrice, and I have to be very transparent with you. When you first had us started with the challenge, I was like, okay, that's cool. All right, let's get it in, girl. By that lesson 5, I was up by midnight. I'm trying to get my child ready for school. I said, Patrice got us going to school, Lord. I said, help me, Lord. Okay, I got to finish this. I got to finish it. But it means us well. You have us going in, head in the books, really having us thinking of what it is we really need to do to change our situation. And that's what's different from, and not knocking universities, from any business university that we will go to. You give us the hardcore stuff. You really do. And Divas and Gents, let me tell y'all, if you don't want to work, don't sign up. That's all I got to say, because you're going to work. You are going to work with Patrice. She's going to make you sweat.
The better thing is, if you don't want success, if you don't want financial freedom, if you don't want to really work in an environment that aligns with what your God-given gifts and talents are, then don't sign up. You know, if you don't want to be faced with some hard truths about yourself, if you don't want to acknowledge that, you know what, I done learned some crap in my childhood that I'm still carrying with me that does not support me, or, you know, I've been looking at some examples that are not legit. If you don't want to have those conversations, or you don't want to face those things, then you shouldn't follow me, because I am confrontational. I'm unapologetic about wanting you to achieve financial success. I'm unapologetic about you living in the fact that prosperity is your birthright. I'm unapologetic about not wanting to come to your pity party anymore and dance around the issue when you need to get to the heart of that thing if you're going to make change. I'm unapologetic about that. That is true.
That's true. That's true. And I get that. So we've got the mindset straight, because that's where it starts. So let's talk about section 2, earn more money. Now, we did talk a little bit about the challenge and how that actually, you know, jumpstart your journey to earning more money. Get your hustle on, man. Okay. The one thing that I did not have is a hustle. I didn't know how to hustle to save my life, but to just not even just reading what you had in your book, but to talk to other people who had that hustle mentality. You have to have it in order to really earn money. You have to have that hustle mentality. So let's talk about that a little bit as well. Get your hustle on.
Well, yeah, get your hustle on. First and foremost, again, I always, you know, I can't help but talk about our behaviors and our mindsets, because I feel like that's the lane that I serve in this whole financial education space. Is that there are people who are going to teach you about real estate and teach you about investing and teach you about this, teach you about that. But unless I help you overcome the objections that you've made for yourself before you even get started, you know, then it's hard to do that. And, you know, I start out, if I'm not mistaken, with Get Your Hustle On and helping you eliminate the excuses that you make about not getting your hustle on. So some of those things, Chris, sound like, oh, all the good ideas are taken. And I remind you that it's not done until it's done by you. So that's true. You know, McDonald's don't put Ruth Chris out of business. You know what I'm saying? There are different lanes for everything that is going on. You know that I support a lot of women in financial education, like the Budgetnista. You know, I support her Live Richer Challenge, and she supported the Earn More Money movement. Us each carrying our way or carrying our lane doesn't eliminate. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't. Her being out didn't mean that I can make an excuse where, well, there's already the Budgetnista, or Dave Ramsey's already out there, Susie Orman, you know, she's on PBS, she's killing it. I still could come up and create my own lane if I hustle hard enough. And hustling, I think, has a really negative connotation, you know, sometimes. And I wanted to help spin that, because sometimes I think people are like, oh, hustle means, you know, it's some street term or something negative. No, it means, you know, going after what you want, like hard, and making it happen. And, you know, when we talk about in the first section about, you know, your financial goals and stuff, how can you have a goal, see your baby going to school debt free, and then be afraid to tell people that this is what you do for a living?
Right. Absolutely.
That doesn't line up. How can you say I want to be debt free in 5 years, but then you scared to pass your card out at a bit? Listen, that's a part of
you better say that, but it's the truth. You know what? And this conversation is so close to me, because I'm a part of a multi-level company, and it's in the beauty business. That's one of the things that we do. You know, we're ourselves, but, you know, hey, don't be afraid to share the opportunity, because you never know that might be a blessing to somebody else. So me being a social butterfly, I'm not afraid to talk. You know, if I feel like that's an opportunity, then I'll share my card. And one thing I can't do, I can't be afraid to see what happens. If they reject it, so be it. That's fine. If they accept it, so be it. That's fine. It's all in training. So that hit close to home to me as well.
Opportunity. You're giving people the opportunity to choose powerfully. Like, I'm not going to not sell products or sell books or sell programs because I'm scared that people will think that I don't care what you think. I know what my gifts are. I know what I came here to do. Right? I have to allow you the opportunity, at least share with you what I have to offer, and allow you to choose. If it doesn't line up with what you have for your life or what you need right now, then that's fine. No love lost, but I'm not going to not share, because whenever I do share about what I do, is I'm just out and about, living my life. I'm not pushy about it by any means. I'm not salesy. That's one of the things I talk about in that section. People are afraid to be salesy.
Yes.
Right? But if it's a true alignment and you're true to your heart with what you're doing, and you really do understand that you offer people a benefit. And I think that's sometimes what scares people. They're not very sure of what they do, or they're not sure of how to explain what the benefit is to others. But once I explain to you what you do, you can make a choice. If you choose not to, what is it to me? It wasn't for you. I think that's the other thing too. And Earn More Money, I really want to show people that everyone is not a fit for you. Everyone will not buy from you, including your friends and family. Everyone does not like you. Everyone does not want to be your bestie. That's okay. You got to focus on people that do.
That's true. That's true. That's true. You are hitting the nail on the head. The conversation that I've had this conversation with so many different people, and the first group of people that we go to, are our close family and friends. We want that support from them, but in reality, they really can't see the big picture, and they're not going to understand our walk because God didn't place them in that same walk. Now you're going to have people. Oh, well, let me backtrack. The people who are going to support you the most are the people who don't know you from a can of paint. In reality, they're going to be your biggest cheerleaders. And then once you get there, then your family and close friends are going to be coming up. And it's like, well, where were you? I needed you when I was growing. But they had to see they had to see where you are now. Now they want to support you. And then that questions you about the relationship that you have. Now, what I want to share with everybody that's listening out there is, don't worry about what people are going to say once you get. Don't worry about that. You focus on your focus. You focus on what you have to do. And that's something that I share with my audience on my radio show that I have, and on here on Blab, because I do inspirational blabs as well. You can't focus on what other people are thinking of you. You can't focus on well, who's going to like me and who's not going to like me, who's going to support me and who's not. You can't do that. You can't do that, because once you do that, you're going to fall off your horse. You're going to be dirty. You got to go to the ER. You got to find some Medicaid if you got that. and you're losing the race.
You
stay on your horse, stay focused, work on going to the finish line.
That's
That's it.
But Krista, I want people to know too. One, you're so right, because up until this past year, my dad still didn't understand what I did. Like, because I didn't no longer have an office and somewhere to go. Even though I would be on national television, I would be on Bloomberg or this, whatever. And my dad would say stuff to my mom like, that's so nice, and she could put that on her resume when she goes to find a job. I'm like, sir, what is wrong with you? But because I wasn't at a job, like a traditional job that he could see, and my dad is 75, admittedly. So in his mind, you go to work, not you come downstairs to your home office and work. No. You have to go someplace. And so I always tell people, if I was still waiting on my dad's approval, if I was waiting for my dad to understand or to get it, or I wouldn't be here today. So God gave me the vision, and it was for me to nurture and cultivate and groom that vision and study that thing. It was not for my dad to do, and it was not for me to wait for his permission. So I encourage you, in the Earn More Money section, it's very much about you understanding your gifts and your talents, and no longer taking those things for granted. Because I've been all over this country talking to women, talking to men, talking to everybody back and forth. And I'm always hearing, well, I would save more if I earned more money, or I would invest if I earned more money, or I would pay off my debt if I earned more money. And I said, as a personal finance educator, we have to make earning more money a part of the conversation, because you can't keep telling people to save and to budget into this and to that, and you're not equipping them with the tools, whether they need it or not. Because some people think they don't earn enough, and they do. Right. And then there's people who you've cut everything you can cut, and the reality is you just don't have it. You don't have it, and you need to earn more. Is black and white. So I've had people email me, well, you tell me, Miss Money Maven. I think I'm imagining how they saying it, because it's real.
You see my face, right? I'm sorry.
Well, you
like, wait a minute,
Miss Money Maven, how I'm supposed to raise 4 kids, and on $732 a month. I said, oh, I can't tell you that. I don't know how you're gonna do that, because I don't know if I could raise my one on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the only thing I can tell you is, what are you gifted at? What talents and skills do you have? Are you working in the right profession? Are you how can we get you either increase your education so you can get to the right field so that you can earn more? But I can't tell you how to rub 3 quarters together and make some type of magic. I'm from the islands, but I don't practice voodoo, and I don't know how to do it. So I'm not one. But what I can help you do is flush out, if you're willing to do the work, like you said, your gifts, your talents, and your skills, because there's something that you do better than anyone else around you with the least amount of effort. And there are things to you that come naturally to you, but you take them for granted and you give them away, and you tuck them away, and then you want to go look for something that don't have nothing to do with you, when you can be focused on finding the solution to your situation based on who you truly authentically are. And that sounds like frou-frou talk for some people, but because I've done it and because I've helped so many other people do it, including my husband, because I've been able to do that, I know that it's possible, but it starts again with you and your belief that it's possible.
That's true. I completely agree. Girl, you stepping on toes, you hitting high fives, you slapping faces today. Oh my goodness. I mean, hey, but you do it gracefully. That's the thing. I mean, this conversation is just so awesome to have. And I wanted to talk about what you shared earlier in conversation about your gifts. When you gave us that challenge, what are your gifts? I knew off top for myself, talking is one of my gifts. Talking to people, motivating people, networking, connecting people. That's my thing. I could do that without thinking about it. Being social, that's my thing. I mean, now I'm good at graphic designs and all that stuff. I'm good at that. I am. But my thing, like talking to you, I could do this all day. I can do this all day long. Yeah. So, you guys, if you're not taking the challenge today, you need to make sure you take the challenge. You can go to, Patrice, tell them where they can go to take the money challenge.
Yeah. Well, you can go to iwillearnmore.com, and iwillearnmore.com is literally all about, helping you figure out what those gifts and talents are, but also helping you face your fears, because even though you know what you're gifted at, sometimes it's hard to make the ask. Sometimes it's hard to speak up for yourself and say, I'm worth more and I want more. And so we take you through some exercises to help with that. It helps you establish your value in the marketplace. It'll help you negotiate like a ninja, whether you are on the job or an entrepreneur. When you tell someone your fees and they try to hit you, with a whole bunch of back talk about it, I want you to know how to face your fears, because it's important for you to be able to, let folks know what you're going to accept and what you're not, basically. Right. And so, yeah. Go to iwillearnmore.com. You'll learn more about the challenge. And if it feels like a fit for you and you're ready to do the work, then head over there and check it out. Absolutely.
Well, Patrice, girl, you know what? I like talking to you. You are cool as a fan, girl. Cool as a cucumber. Look here, I'm from Georgia, so we have some real Southern slangs down here. We have some real Southern sayings down here, okay? So but before we go, I know I have been reaching out to you for the longest. I would love for you to come to Augusta. Augusta is screaming for you to come. I'm so serious. I'm serious. Yeah. I mean, all we have to do is say the word. People are wanting to, because I reached out to my followers and I had a lot of people respond. If you come down here, people are going to show up. People are going to show up. Yes. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to connect you with my assistant and see if there's a Barnes and Nobles or something that'll host me. Coming.
There is.
We could.
There is. We have one in Augusta.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we can totally make it happen.
I'm so excited, girl. Oh my gosh. It's just amazing. I'm one of those persons, I don't hide people. I like to share people with the world, and you're one of those people that, I want to share with. And for people to not just see you on TV, but, just to get up close and personal to you, it makes the relationship better, between people. And I just want to thank you so much.
It means a lot to me too. I think, one of the things that I enjoy the most is that when people meet me in person, they're like, oh my God, you're exactly the same as you. And I don't take that lightly. It's actually a real honor, because I think that sometimes when people achieve a certain level of success, or, tomorrow I'll be on the Steve Harvey Talk Show again, right? Doing my monthly thing and all that. And and then I'll be on the Today Show next week, and then all this other stuff. And then people get away from why it is they actually started, and I started in personal finance education because I have a true heart to see people win in their finances, and to see them create businesses and entrepreneurial efforts that truly not only serve them, but serve the greater good, right, of the community. And I think sometimes people get in it and they get caught up in it being all about them. And I'm one of those people that truly, truly understands. And my grandmother would slap my face if I was any different. But I understand that I'm blessed to be a blessing, period. You're blessed to be a blessing. And you have a responsibility and a duty to share authentically and transparently with other people. And so it's a blessing that I'm allowed to share my journey. It's a blessing that I could go on Fox News and say, hey, I went from a 6,000 square foot home to living in a 600 square foot box,
right.
And if I could go from a 7-figure business to scraping up change and start all over and rebuild, so can you. And my whole thing, this entire journey has been about sharing this message of hope, that is possible, that you can do it, that just because you've had a failure, that doesn't mean it was final. It didn't have to be fatal. You actually have an opportunity to rebuild. You have an opportunity to still live out those dreams. So just because you've been through something, that doesn't mean you allow your dreams to be dashed forever. And I'm a living example of that. Yes, I've been a poster child for financial loss, but if I could rebuild, and if I could be on these platforms of being a national spokesperson and a media this and a that and a best-selling author, and just remind people that there's hope. There's hope.
Absolutely.
And a lot of us want to pretend that we're perfect, and we want to sit on these mountaintops, and we want to wave our fingers at people and tell them what they shouldn't have done and what they should do and all this. And I'm just your homegirl saying, look, if you're ready to come back up the mountain, or if you're ready to go up for the first time, I'm here to hold your hand and take you through the best way I know how. And so I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for being a supporter for the last couple years. I'm glad you heard me on the Steve Harvey Talk Show.
Yes, I did.
Morning show.
Yes.
And please keep spreading the word. I would love to come to Augusta. I'm sure we'll be able to make that happen sooner than later. But I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that I have a chance to do this, and that I get to live my life really empowering other people and helping them transform their lives. So thank you.
No, well, we thank you so much. And when you are doing things in an unselfish manner, that's when God blesses you the most. And I know about going from having an income to nothing. I'm actually recently divorced. And when I first separated from my ex-husband, I was pretty much unemployed. I didn't have anything. And I was a teacher. I was a former teacher. I was making about $31,000 a year. I went from that to nothing. And from there, I got into radio broadcasting. That's what I'm doing now. And I was only making $400 a month, Patrice. Yeah. $400 a month. However, I never gave up. I made things happen. God placed things in my space, because I never gave up on the situation. And at the time, my daughter was probably almost about 1. She was about 1 years old. And the journey has been nothing but strengthening to me. And for those of you guys who are listening or watching us right now, both myself and Patrice have gone from here to here and building back up. So don't give up on your situation because you're down at rock bottom. It could be worse. Yeah. It could be worse than what it is. You just have to believe in yourself and think about what you can do to get yourself out of it. get yourself out of it. And then once you do that, then God is going to place yourself in the path where you can grow. You know, I mean, I never thought I was going to be in radio broadcasting. I never thought I was going to be a motivational speaker. I never thought that I'll be in the process of writing a book. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just so much. We're ordinary women doing extraordinary things. That's what I say all the time, because we're just like you. We're just like you. The only thing is we took a leap of faith and we're doing great things with our testimony. So with that, Patrice, give your social media outlets to the watchers out there, my blab family, my Blabians, so they can reach out to you.
Sure. Well, you can always find out more about me at realmoneyanswers.com. That's realmoneyanswers.com. And on social media, the handle that I have here, Seek Wisdom PCW, is where you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. Seek Wisdom PCW. Let's see, if you want to hear more about the challenge that we talked about earlier, it's at iwillearnmore.com. There are 25 completely free principles that'll help you identify your gifts and rock those gifts, and make sure that your career or your entrepreneurial efforts are aligned with your purpose. And yeah, just hit me up in social media. I would love to connect with everyone. And I appreciate the time.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule, because I'm telling y'all, she is busy, honey. She posted, she's on TV, on the radio, posted on Facebook.
I got to do my next interview. So I appreciate you guys so much.
Yes.
And I'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, Patrice. Blessings to you, and we'll talk soon, okay?
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Divas and Gents. Again, you guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Blabbing It Up with K Joy. Make sure you reach out to Patrice. Realmoneyanswers.com is right there. You guys, keep my fingers crossed so we can bring her to Augusta, Georgia. If you're in the Augusta, Georgia area, look here. Follow me on my social media outlets. We're trying to get Patrice Washington here on right here, either on Blab, on my radio show, the Beauty Essential Show. I mean, everywhere where we can spread the word on how we can create greatness financially. All right. Always remember, Divas and Gents, stay beautiful, be you, and thank you so much for blabbing it up with K Joy. Y'all have a great one. Bye bye.